right, everybody, like I told you in the last video, this video we're going to be talking all about this B250 that is getting a brand new 6.7 chassis and has been stretched into a B250 because it started out as a B100, and this is the truck that I picked up and drove to Kentucky, and then I ended up selling it to a buddy of mine named Robert, and then he's like, I got all these ideas, I want to make it a 4-door, which this is a 4-door, you know, now it is. And then he's like, I want to stretch it. He had all these ideas, and at this entire time, we were like, we wonder, are there B250s? So started doing all this research, and as you saw, we picked up the B250 that you saw. But here is what we came up with, and by we, I mean me and Manny and Adrian and Robert and Ben Hermans from Hermans Design. He created these awesome renderings that are on the screen right now, and once we had the renderings, we kind of started going to town. We ordered Auto Metal Direct bedsides, which you could see are on it already. Started cutting it down and really just wanted to make it kind of look like a 4-door full-size Excursion Bronco, right?
Yep. We also got floors from them.
Yep.
So kind of where we're at so people can get an orientation. Last time they saw the truck ended here. So right where the beige color ends, this corner existed.
Yep. You can see the
floorboard where it ends.
Still right there. You can see how much, it's about 18 inches added on.
So the 18 inches are added in a funny way. You were clever enough to order, these are off a short bed, right?
Yeah.
So you ordered these bedsides off of a dentside short bed. We mocked it up originally right to the door that we added, obviously. And we were very unhappy, I guess. You were the one that pointed that out when it was like about this long.
Yep.
We were using an Escalade ESV as a comparison because that's kind of like the size we're going for. Obviously Ford didn't make something this long that time that was like a full enclosed SUV. We didn't want to section this because we really like the length of this and the taper of this to help with the length on the back. So we had to figure out how much to get rid of here. And that's kind of like our biggest debate. You can show those renderings now.
Oh yeah.
All those arguments. We ended up cutting like 5 or 6 inches or so from the original bedside and then making the seam there. And I think this, obviously you'll get
Well, you also skipped over the whole 4-door part. So even, not even this side, we had to, or they had to, I didn't have to, do this entire side also, because the old door, the B100 door, it looks like a crew cab door, but it is not a crew cab door. It's different. And even this B pillar is the crew cab one. So I sourced these, and one of my buddies, Brian Delfel, he cut up a pretty rusty crew cab, as you can see, and gave me the B pillars and the entire back sides. And well, here comes Manny with the
visual
other one
here.
Yeah, so you guys can see why.
Understand what's going on. So it starts as a crew cab door, but the wheel arch already is in the door. So if we were to imagine this door still existing here, this pillar was all jacked up anyways, because whatever they did with the pillar here didn't fit. So they made all these body lines terrible. And then the wheel arch was into here. So now you have your full door. And then so basically we added an extra inch or two to be able to get the back side of the crew cab that you had bought in.
Right.
And then we added the rest of the bed.
Yeah, so it's like a true 4-door truck and then also stretched into it. So this really is the actual ultimate B250. Like, now that we have mine here, we could actually see how much was done to that and how crappy that is actually built. I mean, it's a good truck, but it's nothing compared to something that's made in American 2023 standards.
100%.
But so once he did that you already explained, it was all right. Then continue, and it was like, oh my gosh.
We made these back, I guess, C pillars or D pillars, if you want to call it, since we have more pillars. We added an extra 2 inches here, so this could match with this one and with this one, since they all flow together. A huge argument on window size. I wanted a small window. Solomon wanted a big window. Clearly Solomon won that argument, and thank God he won that argument. If I would have won that argument, we would have flipped it around anyway.
Oh, this looks so much better.
I agree 100%. Nice big sexy piece of glass is what's going on here. Trying to duplicate everything where they failed. They did a decent job at this, but this has, obviously the dull paint won't let you see it, but there's a pronounced body line right here. You'll see it on the fresh metal.
Well, you could see the other side actually. Yeah, the metal is a little bit shinier. You can kind of see it better.
You kind of see the body line here.
Yeah.
They did a decent job at saving it. We actually crinkled this, you know that? So we came with the beam, and we
Oh, yeah?
yeah, to try to get it perfect. We compared it with your blue truck.
Okay.
This is what we do when we do it on the brake, obviously. We want to keep that. We retain the corner. We section the pieces of the corner. These are all just our jigs to try to keep it as straight as possible. The car was actually
bent
like that, right?
Huh.
God knows if when we ripped it off the body as well, it could have been us, but let's say it wasn't us because the car was still fully structurally there, but you know, anything could have happened.
Never know.
So,
And
yeah.
then you went into like, what, 2 weeks worth of making some back doors because we didn't know that the old back doors were fiberglass?
Right, so first thing is, we'll use at least the inner structure since the locking mechanism and stuff is off pretty good, you know, works pretty well. The outside skin already has this with the same shape. And I was like, whoa, we can reuse this, but the whole inner frame is actually a fiberglass panel.
Yeah, you could even see.
So they do things properly. They do the sheet metal door and then it's rolled over.
Yeah.
But it's rolled over the fiberglass piece. And that's crazy because obviously on this door, all these door skins, what makes them really cool is that they roll over. And that's what we're gonna do now, and I'll show you the dimensions. So when I saw the rolls in my head, I was like, hey, steel inner structure, we'll keep the inner structure, we'll do whatever you want on the outside because you had talked about changing the tailgate.
Right.
But sure enough, we got to them, fiberglass door. So now we're like, what part of this door are we gonna technically use? If we can't use the frame and the outside skin is getting changed to the tailgate style that you like, then there wasn't anything to keep. So that's why here are our door frames.
And these door frames are honestly mind-blowing. You want to explain why they're so cool?
Door frames start off as a 16 and 18 gauge piece of sheet metal. The main thing we wanted to keep, which is an argument that we had in the original B100, keep the factory lights from that generation.
Yeah, dentside, because for some reason the B100 trucks from Mexico, my truck has these taillights,
That's the correct taillights.
but the B100s, this truck originally came with bump side taillights, which obviously are not correct.
So we wanted to keep these taillights, and that brought two main problems. Number one, we're putting a door that opens in the outward position with two body lines that are here. So whenever you open the door, you would hit, this body line would hit this. So we needed to use a hinging style that would make sure that the door would sweep outward before the door actually swings. Lucky for us, the same hinge that's on all these doors have that same thing, because if you think about it, these body lines have those same enunciations. So the same sweeping angle is used, so we got 4 more of those hinges. Now when we got 4 of the hinges, we can only use the hinges in the sheet metal part of the door because we're doing windows here obviously, on the part of the barn door. To put these hinges at a distance that work wouldn't have allowed for the lights to exist. And I know we're going with like a nice billet bulb light, that's why we don't have space for the light, but you still need the pocket for the light to exist. And that's the reason why they switched over to the other light,
Right.
because it was shallow and it's easier to mount. So we made the inside structure that holds the hinges first. Then we started with this, and obviously we started contouring. This is the inside of the door. So if you notice on all this, you're gonna have the same distance if we find a piece of scrap somewhere. But if I butt up a piece here, then that piece takes you to flush. So now the skin's gonna come here, and the skin's gonna wrap around like an original door. So when we make this frame, it will, we'll pinch at it and we'll fold it the rest of the way. The inside structure obviously has the same lines in conjunction with this. So you'll be able to see corner to corner where they go with the gap of the sheet metal right there built into it. So when you put that other line, everything, it would be nice. I know nobody walks around show with straight edge, but that's kind of the idea, right?
Yeah. So what's next?
I say we first take a tape measure to the length on this, take a tape measure to yours, and see where we're at. I would be curious to know, this thing is long.
Right.
But I think it's like the perfect amount of sexy long. So that thing looks good. It's a 2020, 20
Right.
miles an hour, 20 feet away. It looks like great. But let's see what we got dimension-wise, and let's kind of see the shortcomings of that, I guess. I think would be a good idea.
All right.
We got right around 18 feet,
About 18 feet.
216 inches.
Okie dokie.
Ballpark the middle of that wheel well.
Well, he's got a mark line.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, you got a ballpark.
137.
Beautiful.
You remember those? 216.
216 and 137. All right, so now we're here. What we got?
We got 208
208, so we're 8 inches.
shorter.
Okay,
And wheelbase?
approximately.
Okay, so we want real wheelbase or we want real wheelbase?
No, we want real.
Real.
Because look, for some reason, we're off what, 2 inches?
I would say a little bit more, but yeah.
So what is it?
So we're supposed to be at 133-ish.
Okay.
And we'll see if that's an actual stock wheelbase for one of the maybe single cab long bed.
Okay.
Which is probably what they used. And we're supposed to be at, put in the center of the dust cover on the front.
The hubcap.
The hubcap. Yeah, 135.
Okay.
So let's.
So we're at
Google
133. Awesome. So the B250, the custom one, is bigger. And you see the custom mods and how they fit this door?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so you guys, this is why we had to, you know, yeah.
I'm sure they did all this to not stretch the frame.
Yeah, 100%.
135's got to be
Yeah,
cab long
for
bed,
sure.
probably.
Well, that's what the chassis is. It's the F37. This is
Oh, yeah?
a F250 stock.
So your title is that?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, and we're back. So this one's longer, as we just figured out, but that's a good thing.
Longer's better.
So what's next? What do you?
Obviously, finishing the door skins is the next step. We might actually put the doors on pause. As you can imagine, with this rigging that we have set up, we have no way of keeping it nice and square. Every day is a little annoying, and we've made like a bunch of temporary little frames, but whenever you move one point, everything moves. But now luckily our floors came in from Auto Direct, so we can cut this floor out and we can make our floor stay right there. We're making our floors technically from this point back. So this is gonna be a pickup truck floor from this point back. And this section is gonna get dropped to match the front section. So that way you don't have that step. We'll go to the other side, that way you can appreciate the work. But by having the floor in, we have 2 advantages. So originally, on the truck outside, you'd have this step when you walk into your floor. That's how crew cabs are. We're arguing that we don't like that. The mock-up fender.
I put that on there. Man,
you did?
Yeah, you didn't realize. That's why.
I did it. This is what we're going for. We're going for. So next time you see the video, this is gonna be floored and doored.
Floored and doored. Different than some people that like them floored and doored low. But anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, you can dislike it. I appreciate real feedback. Give me a comment. Let us know what you think about this. And if you're not already subscribed, you're missing out. Hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.